Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Emily Christopher, and today we're going to talk about something that can sometimes intimidate people or push them away, but it's so vital to getting to the next step in your life, and that is goal setting. So if you're ready to get to the next step, go the distance, try something new, push yourself to achieving your dreams, check it out. All right, friends, I want to teach you something that I applied to my life back in March of 2020 when I set out and made a goal to lose 50 pounds by October. So what I did is I applied something that I learned at work, and maybe you've heard of it as well, and it is called SMART goals. This is an acronym, and I'm going to break it down for you, and hopefully you can apply these things as you set your goals. The S stands for specific. You don't want to just say something like, I want to get healthy. Okay, well, what does that look like for you? What does that actually look like specifically for you? Is that losing 30 pounds? Is that gaining muscle? Is that being able to run a mile without stopping? So you have to be specific with your goal. The M stands for measurable. I know sometimes this can get a little taunting and that kind of thing, but you need to be able to measure your goal. And so you need to put numbers out there, you need to put time frames, that kind of thing. And I'm gonna go into that a little bit more, but you need to be able to measure it. A, attainable. Step back and ask yourself, is this something I can attain? Is this something with my current lifestyle that, yes, I'm gonna have to work at and probably adapt to and change some things around, but is this something I can attain in my life? R, realistic. Again, looking inside, asking yourself some questions. It's one thing to say, I wanna learn how to cook really well, like French cuisine, or I wanna run a marathon. But realistically, when can you learn to do those things? How can you make it excellent? Because here's the thing, we can set a goal, but my biggest thing is I want to achieve that goal and do it with excellence. So again, with the realistic part, I can't just say, I'm gonna run a marathon in 30 days. For me, that is not realistic. Sure, the human body's incredible, and I'm sure if I set my mind to it, I could possibly do it. Maybe not though, probably would end up injuring myself pretty terribly. So let me set a better goal for myself. Let me say in 30 days, I want to be able to run a 5K without stopping. That I can do. That is realistic for me. T stands for time bound. So in March of 2020, I wanted to lose 50 pounds and I set the time for me to achieve that in October. Being able to put that time bound moment on my goals really helped me stay focused. It helped me understand that, okay, for me to achieve this by October, there are certain things that I must do to get there. And I don't know if you're like me, I work well with deadlines and I work well with a little bit of pressure on me. So knowing that October was my goal helped me be able to create the lifestyle and the changes I needed to see that goal become a reality. The next thing you've got to do, and I'm super, super passionate about this, is you have to write down your goals. It's one thing to think of a goal, it's another thing to say it out loud, but I truly believe that you need to have your goals in front of you, that you have seen, that you have told yourself, this is what I want. In 2018, I made some really big goals for myself. I was working on an EP, I was working on songwriting, I was working on some major career goals. And what I did in January of that year is I wrote them down and then hung it up in my room to where every single day I walked by those goals. I was reminded of what I wanted to achieve, those dreams that were inside of me that I wanted to see manifested were there in my face every day. It's so important for you to see your goals because there's gonna be days where you don't feel like doing your disciplines. You don't feel like adapting and changing and pushing yourself to the next step or limit or whatever that may look like. So you need to write your goals down. You need to be able to look at them and go back to them frequently. All right, your next step is create an action plan. Depending on the size of your goal or what it looks like, you need a plan of action. What is it going to take for me to be able to accomplish this? Am I gonna have to get up earlier? Am I gonna have to stay up later? Am I gonna have to rearrange my schedule? Am I going to have to sacrifice some things for me to see this goal come to fruition? And if you don't have a plan, friends, it's just not gonna happen. We can step into things and we can get into a rhythm sometimes, but when we don't have a plan that we're sticking to, at some point, it will crumble. At some point, you will compromise because you haven't made a plan. And I'm somebody who doesn't sometimes like a lot of restrictions or a lot of boxes, but I've actually found that the more discipline and the more that I do have a plan for my life, actually, the more freedom I have. Discipline equals freedom. And I know that sounds crazy. It sounds like a concept that shouldn't fit together or work well, but discipline in your life does lead to freedom. And there definitely is a healthy balance. And I'm sure in a video or two from now, I'm going to be talking about that and how we do balance our disciplines to where it's healthy and it's good, because I've definitely been on the other side of it where my disciplines were actually becoming unhealthy. But there is this beauty in you being able to have a plan and stick to your discipline and experiencing the freedom of the life that you want to achieve, the life that you want to have, to where your dreams are coming true. All right, next step, take action. Great, you've written it down. You might have even shared it with some friends. You may have put an action plan together. All right, that's great, that's beautiful. But what are you doing? Do you keep postponing? Do you keep waiting until Monday or after the weekend or when it's more convenient? Ugh, I hate to tell you this, but it's never gonna be perfect. The timing's never gonna be right. You've got to just take action. You have to stop making excuses. If you really want these goals to be achieved, if you really, really want them, you're gonna have to take the steps to do it. You're gonna have to take those sacrifices. You're gonna have to change and adapt, and it's gonna be different. Your whole lifestyle may very well change. There might be people in your life who don't support your goals, who criticize you, who are jealous. And guess what? Unfortunately, you're gonna have to take action there as well. And I'm gonna be going into what healthy boundaries look like in later videos. That's something I'm very passionate about. But you do have to take action. If you want to see these things happen, action has to be taken. You can't just talk about it anymore. You got to be about it. So take action. All right, last but not least is reevaluating and assessing your goals. It's very important for you to look at your goals, especially once you've achieved something. Okay, well, what's the next thing? Or is this fitting into the dream or the big goals that I have for my life? And that's okay. Sometimes those things shift and they move. And again, that is fine. But it's also important every month, 3 months, 6 months, year, whatever you do with how you set goals, for you to reflect. Is this what I'm doing? Are these steps? Is this action plan? The way I'm applying my SMART goals, are these really helping me move forward into the life that I want, in the life that I've been called to, into my purpose? And so you may want to set those times where you reevaluate, and that is totally fine. Something that I really enjoy and I hold very dear to me is also allowing other people to speak into my goals. People that I love, people who get excited for me, for the things that I achieve, people that I get excited for them when they're chasing after their goals. You want those people in your life to speak into your goals. It's one thing to just be like, okay, this is something I'm doing on my own. But we were called and created to live in community. So you need those people around you to cheer you on and to be excited for you, because there's going to be days where you don't feel like doing those tiny little things, making those good little choices here and there to get forward on that goal. So you want people in your life that will say, yeah, that's awesome. Keep going. Don't give up. Then also for them to speak into when you reevaluate. Is this really getting me to where I want to go? Or maybe you have a brand new dream, a whole new thing that you've been called to do and step into. So you want those positive, life-affirming, but also sometimes those voices that ask the questions, that ask the hard questions, but there's still questions that are going to make you better, and it's because they do it out of love. So reevaluate, bring people in that you trust and you love to speak into those goals. All right, friends, I hope this has been helpful to you. Sit down, get out a notebook, write out those big dreams, and then ask yourself, what are the goals to achieving those dreams? Get some people on board, apply the SMART goals techniques, and you will be set up for success. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe so you never miss another video here on my channel. We'll see you next time.